Hey, good afternoon, guys. Andy from Motos, Cades, and Coffee. I got a special topic I want to talk to everyone about today. That's arcade collecting, arcading, arcade hunting, and mental health. Now, this isn't a joke video. This is a pretty serious video, but I want to talk to you about what it takes and what it does to be an arcade collector and how it affects mental health. Trust me, there'll be a big payoff at the end here. I'm on my way to go pick up a real special arcade game. I'm driving 3.5 hours each way to pick this game up, and there's going to be a big payoff at the end. So stick around, watch the video, and I want to tell you my thoughts about arcade collecting and mental health. Welcome to Motos, Cades, and Coffee. I've been into arcade collecting for about 7-8 years now. There's lots of guys and gals that have been doing it for a lot longer than me, and a lot of people a lot shorter than me. What I can tell you is that it does affect my mental health, both good and bad, mostly good. I will also say that a lot of people that are into arcade collecting will tell you it does affect their mental health. And it's not just collecting, it's not just getting the games, turning on the games, collecting the games, it's fixing up the games, restoring the games, refreshing the games, trading the games, flipping the games for a profit. It's all involved in arcade collecting. There's lots of different names. There's arcaders, arcade hunters, arcade collectors. All names are fine. I really don't care. Whatever you're into, I'm not going to judge, and that's fine. I like to think of myself as an arcader. That's how I classify. But whatever you want to call yourself in collecting, that's fine too. The arcade community might seem big, but it's actually quite small. You have pockets regionally of pretty intense arcade collectors that have been doing it for a long time. You have a lot of new people that do it. You have people that ship arcade games. You have people that have bars or different venues, are actually classic arcade owners. And you'll see most arcade related folk are really opinionated. Some of the old school arcade guys and gals will go on arcade boards and they're pretty opinionated. They like their very classic arcade games, and there's a lot of judgment. I think in order to be in the arcade community, you kind of have to have thick skin, because there is a lot of judgment that goes around. People like to troll, people like to be internet strong or internet bossy. And that just means that's probably one of the more negative aspects of arcade collecting. A lot of people jump on people that overprice an arcade game, or flip an arcade game, or restore an arcade game wrong, put an LCD screen in there. And you'll get a lot of people that jump on that person that does that. And if you don't have thick skin, it can really, it doesn't feel great. I've moved thousands of games in my arcade career, and I give some tips, techniques, procedures sometimes. And there's a lot of the old school guys that will, pretty much troll on me and make fun of the way I do it. But you know what? It works for me. I don't really care that they do that, and whatever works for them, that's great, but it works for me. But you gotta really have thick skin. That's point number one. There's some negativity, and you gotta have thick skin. One of the other things that I don't know really how to convey this, there's a scene in There Will Be Blood where the main character, Daniel Day-Lewis, is mining for oil, or drilling for oil, and he strikes a vein and it comes gushing, and he breaks his body and he crawls back bloody and bruised and barely is alive, but it sets him up. In a sense, I can tell you this: arcade collecting is painful. It is not for the weak of heart. It's very hard to do, and very hard to do well. It's expensive. It's very hard to toe in and just not know what you're doing. You all got to start somewhere, but it costs a lot of money to buy arcade games. That's the bottom line. It costs a lot of body aches to buy arcade games because these things are heavy. 250 to 1,000 pounds on some of these games. It hurts. It hurts your body. You're lifting them up the stairs. And everyone knows every single arcade game's up 20 flights of stairs in a basement. And it worked when it went down there, but it doesn't work when it comes back up, right? It also is really, really, really hard to go travel to get all these games. These games are expensive. I'm driving 3.5 hours today. And as promised, I'll get to the reveal at the end about what game I'm getting and why it's worth it. But it's a lot of hours. That's 7-8 hours of on-the-road time for one arcade game. Why I'm getting this is pretty rare. It's really cool. But I'll also pick up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games that I don't plan to keep in order to buy this one particular game. Everyone I know in the arcade community or industry works, and that's been successful, works extremely hard. There's no 9 to 5 hours. It is like a 24/7 commitment to doing arcades and arcades well. The wholesalers, the bar owners, the shippers, they work so many hours and such long distances, and they just never get time off. I can tell you, the Bens, the Lloyds, the Kens, the Allens of the world, they all spend so much time arcade hunting, flipping, selling. It takes effort. But what that does, it allows you to make some money when you're flipping some games to buy the ones that you really want. You'll get some old school folks that hate on the people that flip arcade games. I understand that. I absolutely do understand it. It's a valid point. But it also lets me and other arcade enthusiasts, it allows them to buy arcade games that they really want. It's one way to do it. But it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of searching. How to find arcade games for sale takes a lot of searching. If you don't have your method down, it's really hard. And no one really wants to talk about it because, they have their own special tips and techniques. To be honest with you, I'm finding games on every single medium you can think of, from your Facebook Marketplace to your Craigslist to word of mouth. And it's really hard to find, and really hard to get, and really hard to lug. But you're always doing it. It takes a lot of time. Now, why did I say that? Because doing it and being successful at it is a positive result. It results in a positivity that I get in my mental health. It's really hard to do, and not many people do it. That fact makes me not proud, but it makes me feel that I'm doing something well and doing something okay, and something that not everyone can do. It's an exclusive feeling that I get when I go and I can hunt and get arcade games. That's a positive effect on my mental health. The fact that I can just grind out is a positive effect on my mental health, knowing not that everyone can do that. Fixing, learning new skills, learn to solder, learn circuitry, learn how to read stuff on the circuit diagram. That's all a positive effect of mental health. Learning new skills, restoring arcade cabinets, taking something dead and fixing it back up, which I got some videos that I'll show you, some of my restores that I've done. Man, that's a great feeling. I really enjoy that. So again, that's one of the positive effects of mental health. So the fact that I can earn money on flipping games that, your 50 Pac-Mans that you pick up and you get a couple $100 on each of those, that helps out. One thing that I will tell you, and I learned this from a very wise, sage arcade wholesaler. He once told me, he says, Andy, don't hold out for the very top dollar on your arcade games. Go ahead and just sell them, usually to collectors, for a reasonable price. That way they will come back to you. You always get repeat business, and I really appreciate that. And my friends will tell you, if they're looking for arcade games, I usually have them. I usually have them for well under what the market value is. I make a few dollars on them, make maybe a couple $100, and they get an arcade game that they've been looking for. So that gives me a positive mental health, and I've created a lot of friendships because of that. So yeah, maybe I'm flipping, but I don't flip to make the maximum amount of profit and piss people off. It also helps people out who are looking for arcade games. Another thing I've done, I've hosted events, like a local underprivileged high school was asked if I could bring games for their after prom. It was their first prom in 2 years since COVID, and I did for a little cost. Dave and Buster's wanted $25,000. I ended up doing it for like $700, and I worked the entire night and brought a whole bunch of games. It was kind of a break-even deal for me, but I did it to give back, and the kids had such a great time. And I think, you know, if you can think about all those kids maybe wanting to bring arcades in their life, so that was really cool to see. So giving back is another positive result of arcade hunting. Yeah, so again, those are some of the benefits. Like I told you, one of the negatives about it. I also like doing YouTube videos such as this one, and it kind of mainly because I'm just documenting what I do on a day-to-day basis. I do arcades, coffee, and motorcycles, and if I can bring that to you and bring you along on my journey, is great. Hopefully you enjoy it. If not, oh well, I'm documenting it, and you can kind of see the life of an arcade collector when you come with me. All right, so those are my thoughts. You're gonna get the payoff on the rare arcade game that I'm bringing, so let's wait. We'll cut about 3 hours into this, and hopefully the pickup goes pretty good. Okay, 3.5 hours later, I'm about 30 seconds from pickup and pulling into the office where this special game is. I told you it would be a special game, so let's go check it out and meet the guy and see if he gets a video. Okay, moment of truth.
Yeah.
So Sega Quartet, looks like in really nice shape. A graphic little glitch here or there, but it's a really fun game. I don't hear the sound on it. I guess this sound might be going out too. We're getting a lot of glare on this. Okay. It's on free play, it looks like. They're all working. Okay, cool. Well, yeah. All right, we'll have to do a little bit of cleaning up on that and see if we can get it playing 100%. All right. Love the sidearm on it and love the cabinet. Let's get it home. All right, guys, there's a Sega Quartet in the Power Ranger. Fantastic shape. Monitor keys a little love. We'll do that. But in the Power Ranger, and off we go. It's one of these weird shaped cabinets where it's kind of got to go on the side. It's a 4-player because it has the monitor bubble right there. I think it's a Wells Gardner, but I'll take a look later. It's hard to get to. Bottom needs a little bit of love, but not horrible at all. Very cool. All right, guys, you're just gonna have to put up with horrible lighting. Sorry about that. Sega Quartet is in my bed of my pickup truck. It's a little rougher than I wanted. There's a little bit of a graphics glitch, no sound. Some of the buttons don't work, and I think the monitor needs tweaked a little bit. So cap kit, I think it's a Wells Gardner or something or another, but it was really hard to see the monitor. So yeah, all things we can fix. The cabinet itself seemed in really nice shape, with the exception of the wheels. They need a little bit of help too, but gosh, you can't go wrong. Very cool cabinet. I've never had one. I'm excited I do. My mental health is a little bit happier. Hopefully you guys like to watch that one. Hopefully the rare cab pickup was worth the powering through the mental health discussions we had. If you guys want to let me know what you guys think of arcading, what are the positives, what are the benefits, what are the negatives, please let me know in the comments. Drop a comment below, and please like and subscribe. Please check out my Patreon channel. There's lots of cool arcade stuff that I have, swag, and it really helps me support this channel and bring additional content to you. Plus, you'll get some more one-on-one access and can talk to me a little bit better. So like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next episode. Enjoy your Sega Quartet. Drop a quarter in, or whatever you like to play.